A woman who chose to remain barren will never understand a mother's love. Hi there, I'm Roux, and welcome to my video, and today's Reddit subject is parentification. What is parentification? It is a type of child abuse. Parentification is the process of role reversal whereby a child is obligated to act as a parent for their own parent or sibling. In extreme cases, the child is used to fill the void of the alienating parent's emotional life. So that's the topic of today, and boy do I have some crazy stories. This video is actually just the one story, but it's so crazy and so juicy, it deserves its own motherfucking episode. We're having a baby! But we won't be paying for it. You will! Am I the asshole for telling my parents that they are irresponsible for getting pregnant for the 6th time? I, female 19, am my parents' second child. I have 3 brothers, 21, 13, and 7. And a sister, 16. We grew up poor, and our parents were often dependent on financial help from relatives, friends, etc. for raising us. This is because even though my dad has a mediocre job and my mom doesn't work, they just kept on popping out one kid after another. My parents are very religious and believe that children are a gift from God. Personally, I think that's total BS. My parents' reproductive choices wouldn't bother me if it hadn't caused mine and my siblings' lives to turn to shit. While growing up, we never had new clothes or toys. We had to accept handouts from family members who were better off. We never went out or did anything fun. Now, my older brother and I have managed to get into good colleges and are looking forward to a future that would be better than our parents' lives. He and I have been home for quite a while due to the COVID-19 lockdown. Yesterday, my parents called all 5 of us into the living room. Mom said she had great news. The smile that was forming on my face dies a quick death when she said, "We're pregnant!" I lost my temper. I asked them how they could be so stupid and irresponsible. Do they not have enough financial troubles already that they have to bring in another mouth to feed? My older brother tried to calm me down, but I was livid. After a lifetime of scarcity because of my parents' stupidity, they still hadn't learned their lesson. I asked them how they planned to provide for the kid. My dad told me I would have to give up the money our great uncle had left me. He had left all 5 of us some money which only we could access when we turned 18. I said, hell no. That money would help pay for my college expenses. He called me selfish for not being there for family. I told them if they couldn't provide for the kid, they should get an abortion. My mom started crying and called me a heartless monster. Dad told me he was disgusted with me. I told them there was no way I was going to pay for their stupidity. Since then, the atmosphere in our house has been very tense. So tell me, am I the asshole? No. It blows my mind that they genuinely think that they get to take from their adult children to feed their own lives. Like, if you can't afford to take care of your kid on your own, why the hell are you having unprotected sex? This pisses me off so much, especially when people are like, but religion made me do it. And I'm like, well, God also gave you the ability to make conscious choices. So I don't know, just playing Russian roulette when you don't have the money to take care of a child seems, I don't know, stupid? Edit. I forgot to add that I told them that the only thing I'd help pay for is an abortion. Edit 2. I want to thank all of you for your kind and helpful comments. Some of you asked if my money is safe. Yes, it is. My parents can't get it without my written consent, which they are not going to get. It was suggested that I talk to my younger sister. I'm planning to do that, and I'm going to do my best to ensure that she doesn't fall for any guilt tripping by my parents. To those of you who suggested that my comments were cruel, I see where you're coming from. But my biggest worry is the way my parents' reckless lifestyle is going to affect my younger siblings, and they're not doing this kid any favors by bringing it into a life of poverty. Amen. Feels like a lot of super duper religious people who don't believe in birth control don't actually believe in quality, they just believe in quantity, and it's like they don't really seem to give a shit about caring for the children they have. It's, you know, as long as they're getting a bunch of them, it makes no sense. Like, if you really cared about God and were super religious, wouldn't you care for the children you got? If you think they're a gift from God, wouldn't you care for them and not make it so that you have so many you can't care for them properly? It just makes no sense. But there's an update. Ooh. Quite a lot has happened since I originally posted about this. I decided to get some family members involved so they could talk some sense into my parents. I called my mom's maternal cousin. She's one of my favorite people. When I told her that mom and dad were having another kid, she reacted with, "What? Again?" I told her everything and how they expected me to hand over my inheritance. She said she was going to speak to my parents and told me not to sign over anything. I promised her I wouldn't. Of course I won't. I also called 2 of my first cousins, one of whom is an accountant, so she could explain to my parents how much of a financial liability this baby is going to be and try to convince them to either abort or give it up for adoption. I moved out of my parents' home a few days ago. I was only going to stay there till the lockdown was relaxed, but I just can't bear to listen to my mom's nagging about how this baby is a blessing, and I want to kill it. I've moved into a friend's basement for a minimal rent. My mom's cousin paid them a visit about a week ago and tried to tell them they weren't doing this child any favors by bringing it into a life of poverty. My mom was very rude to my aunt and told her that a woman who chose to remain barren will never understand a mother's love. My aunt never wanted kids nor had any. My dad told her to get out. Aunt told me there was nothing she could do, but she did try. I didn't blame her. Every cousin tried to explain the economic impact this kid would have, and my mom cried about how everyone was trying to take away her baby. What the fuck? The intervention didn't do shit, so now I've decided to cut contact with my parents. I just can't watch my family slide further and further into a hellhole. I'll be maintaining contact with my sister, 16, just to make sure my parents can't brainwash her. Otherwise, I'm done with these people. Yeah. It makes me pissed off beyond belief when she's just like, you don't understand a mother's love. I'm sorry, you love your child so much, you decided to have unprotected sex, become pregnant, and purposely bring a child into a situation where you don't have the money to care for them. It's very disgusting how entitled they are. They just assume that they can get money off of people, and that's basically how they raised all of their kids. People kept giving them handouts, so now that they got pregnant and their other children are grown, they're like, of course, we'll just take some money from our other kids. What the fuck is wrong with people? And just to say how this is parentification, you're forcing your other children to care for your child financially. So, parentification, not okay. You shouldn't be taking money from your kids. You should not be, that's not the way it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go the other way around. You're supposed to help your kids, not take stuff away from them that they need to be, like, have adult lives of their own. Like, oh my god, I'm so pissed off. So yeah, that's it for this time. I hope you loved the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, fire up the comment section. What do you think about this story? It's pretty crazy. Do you agree with me or no? Thank you so much to my wonderful patrons, Katbra, Madarena Vurska, Cami, and Ellie. If anyone's interested in being my patron, if you love my content and you want to fight demonetization on the touchy subjects, there's a link below. Thank you so much for stopping by. Keep coming back. Keep my channel alive. It's alive! Like a zombie. Oh, it's almost Halloween. I'm so excited. Okay, see you later, alligator.